Alright, Shalom. We're going to start off by giving all praise, honor, and glory to
Yahweh,
Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem, Wakak, Wadash. The belongings to our teachers, the head apostles and elders of Green Muslim. Salutations to you, Akim, that's out there listening. Push forth this word with truth and sincerity. And your few Akwat as well, that's listening with sincerity. With the brothers from GMS Montreal. And today, we're just going to make a lesson basically around how that the Lord is going to reward us, all right, for us suffering on this side, man. Okay? Us, basically forsaking our livelihood, everything, it's not for naught, man. Okay, matter of fact, scriptures speak about how that, brother, get that, the Lord is not unrighteous to forget our labor of love. So the Lord's not going to forget, seeing his righteous men, his elect, those that's precious unto him, Lord willing, would be part of that number. He's not going to, just watch this go on, us, basically waking up day to day, to go and work for Esau, and then you barely have time, to just maneuver in this life. The Lord is not going to leave that without any reward, man. Okay? Which that reward we're going to get it when? In the kingdom of Yahweh Shai.
Hebrews 6:10. For the Most High is not unrighteous to forget your works and labor of love, which ye have showed towards his name, in that ye have ministered to the saints and do minister.
Yes, what's that labor of love? Once again, the sacrifice that we have made, man. Going back to what? Romans 12, us presenting our bodies as a living sacrifice. That's that righteous, that labor of love that was shown towards the Heavenly Father, man. Okay, to the outside world, it seems foolish, right? It seems like, oh, there's no honor in this, or there's no good end of us, basically forsaking everything.
There's no benefit.
Yeah, there's no benefit, right? That's why, this truth is only for small chosen people, right? Because the rest, they can't see that there's a benefit to being in this truth, man, to serving the Lord, all right? Sacrificing your life, okay? It's a beautiful thing in the sight of the Lord. And that's why, all right, the Lord's not going to forget our labor of love. You see? Hey, when Apostle Paul was getting ready to die, right, in the book of Timothy, when he wrote to Timothy, he said what? I fought the good fight of faith, roughly paraphrasing. And then what? He said there was a crown laid up for me. Right? Because the Lord did not forget his labor of love, man. Okay? We're going to receive crowns for this, man. All right? An incorruptible crown. A crown that once you receive it, is going to stay with you forever, man. Your status is going to be with you forever. All right?
To keep going, it says here in verse 13, for when the Most High made promise to Abraham, because he could swear by no greater, he swore by himself, saying, surely blessings will I bless thee, and multiplying will I multiply thee. And so after he had patiently endured, he obtained the promise.
Yeah, the Lord always puts you in a how do you say this? In a series of trials and tribulations that you have to overcome in order for you to receive a particular blessing. All right, like Abraham, he didn't just Salah, what did it say again?
After he patiently endured.
Yeah, after Abraham patiently endured, that's when he received that blessing. And with different men that the Lord gave certain promises to, it's after they suffered, they received a reward. Like Job, for instance, man. Yahweh Shai, bro, perfect example. Yahweh Shai had to suffer in order to receive that reward. Oh, that's Ezra?
Mm-hmm.
Go ahead.
God, 2 Ezra 7 and verse, I'm going to start out verse 6. It says, there's also another thing. A city is builded and set upon a broad field, and is full of all good things. The entrance thereof is narrow, and is set in a dangerous place to fall, as if there had been, it says, as if there were a fire on the right hand, and on the left a deep water.
Yeah, that's the tribulation that you have to go through in order, to go and get to that city. That's what basically that's what basically Ezra is describing. And that city is what? The kingdom of heaven. And it's basically laying down the path. It's straight, all right, narrow, that one man could go at once. Right? We could tie that in with Matthew. Broad is the way that leadeth unto death, and straight is the gate that leadeth unto life. What's that life? That the kingdom of heaven. That's what basically Ezra is describing.
Verse 8 says, and one only path between them both, even between the fire and the water, so small that there could but one man go there at once.
You see, it's small. Only one man could go at once, and only one man already went and actually went to the other end, which is Yahweh Shai. You know, he paved the path for us, okay, and gave us basically cheat codes on like, yo, don't step here, because if you step here, you might fall in the fire. If you step there, you might fall in the water. That's why in Hebrews it says what? He's the author and finisher of our faith. He laid the path. You see, and all we have to do is follow the instructions that he gave in the scriptures, all right, and how to basically gain access to the kingdom, how to walk that path. You know?
And there's a precept that says Yahweh told us to abide in him, and you know, in him and us. Meaning, you know, you stay with Yahweh while you're on that path, because that's the only way you're gonna avoid falling left or right, man.
Basically, Yahweh is our GPS.
Yeah.
You know, whenever you're traveling, you don't know where you're going. What do? You go on Google Maps. You put the whatever address that your destination, and then what? You follow Google Maps. Basically, Yahweh is our Google Maps, man. You know, in order to get the kingdom, the reward.
That's why Psalms 23 it says, "Thy rod and thy staff they comfort me. Though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death," it's Yahweh that's comforting us, and you know the light, which is Yahweh that's you know basically. Matter of fact, yo, Salakia.
Good.
Watch this.
And again, that light is a tool helping us direct us.
Wow.
You know, because it says that they by the Lord gave us that light so that we may not be in darkness. Because it says them that are in darkness, they know not at what they stumble. You know, so us through having this knowledge and understanding, we know which way to go, so that we may not be fall by the snares they're out there to get us.
So like before you get that, because it said, like we read in second address, it's a dangerous place. So there's dangers on every side. You know, you need the light. You know, without the light, you're gonna slip. Like the brother said, you know, you walk in darkness, you don't know where you're going. You might just hit you stub your toe on the bed. You know when you stub your toe on the bed, but that shit hurts, bro. You know, just giving an analogy, but you know, with different things in the world, you might, if you don't have Yahweh Shai guiding you, you might just slip and fall.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
You guys know.
And there's many dangers. You know, like danger lurks at every corner. That's you know, that's how deadly it is, man. This is Psalms 119. I'm gonna start at 104. It says, "Through thy precepts I get understanding. Therefore I hate every false way. Thy word is a lamp unto my feet and a light unto my path." You know, and that's speaking about who? Yahweh Shai, man. Which he's the embodiment of the scriptures. But Yahweh Shai, one of his titles is what? The word of the Most High. That's that word that's the lamp unto our feet, guiding us in this dark valley, man.
Yeah. But let me get this. Because in John, this is John 1 in verse 4. I'm gonna get to the point. It says, "In him was life, and the life was the light of men. And the light shineth in darkness, and darkness comprehendeth it not." Who's that light? Yahweh Shai.
Yeah.
You know, he's the light of men. You know, mainly right now, he's the light of who? The elect. You know, he's that true light. You know, just wanted to, you know, back you up.
Yeah. Go back to 2nd Ezra.
Come.
Going back to 2nd Ezra 7 and verse 8, and it says, "And only one path between them both, even between the fire and the water, so small that there could but one man go there at once. If the city now were given unto a man for an inheritance, if he never shall pass the danger set before it, how shall he receive this inheritance?"
See, you have to pass through the danger. If you don't pass through the danger, you're not gonna, you know, gain access to the kingdom, right? Hey, that made me think of the movie Shrek. You know, in order for him to get to Fiona, to save Fiona, he had to cross that bridge, you know, with the fire and the dragon, all that, you know, in order, you know, to get to Fiona, right? And it's the same way with us, you know, trying to, you know, to gain the kingdom, man.
So lucky. Then the girl was at a castle. You know, it was a castle. What's that castle? The kingdom, man.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Good. I had a precept. This is Salakia. Acts 14 and verse 22. And it reads, "Confirming the souls of the disciples and exhorting them to continue in the faith, and that we, through much tribulation, enter into the kingdom of Yahweh Ba'ashim Yahushai." You see, it's through much tribulation that we're gonna enter into the kingdom. You're not gonna enter to the kingdom without going to tribulation. You know, scriptures say how that the servant is not greater than his master, right? Yahweh Shai have to go to tribulation. Same way we have to go to tribulation as well. You know, jump hurdles, you know, because this world, everything, the vibration that this world is going in, it's against the men of the Lord. Therefore, it brings a lot of obstacles, you know, in your walk, right? So you have to overcome those obstacles in order to strive for perfection, which is, who's that perfection? Yahweh Shai, right? Which is what? He's going to lead you into the kingdom, man. You know?
As it says also, it says that we have to walk in the straight path. That's the blueprint that the Lord has set up for us to obtain that kingdom. Like the brother said, through much tribulation. If you come another way, you'll be as a thief in a rock. There is no other way.
Right.
You have to follow after Yahweh Shai. The brother said, the servant is not greater than the master. Yahweh Shai went through the adversity, he went through the affliction, and now he obtained his reward. So as he did it, we also have to do this. We have to walk that same walk.
There's a blueprint left for us on how things are to be done, you know, and how you can accomplish this mission that Yahweh Shai accomplished, you know.
There is no other way.
There is no other way, man.
And again, that straight path goes into a path of difficulty. Straight meaning hardship. You know, that's why most of that path is not for the faint-hearted. It's not for the whole world. You know, you have to have a strong stomach to be able to forsake the world, even forsake to hate your own life for this ministry, for Yahweh B'Hashem Yahushai, so that you may obtain something greater at the end. It's an investment.
Yeah, it is an investment.
Yeah, and we have faith in that investment that at the end is gonna be priceless. You know?
God. Well, precept. This is Hebrews 12, which I quoted earlier. Hebrews 12, verse 2. It says, looking unto Yahweh Shai, the author and finisher of our faith, who for the joy that was set before him endured the cross, despising the shame, and is set down at the right hand of the throne of Yahweh.
That's the reward. After he accomplishes his course, after he endured, he obtained. You know? I think there's one more.
Come. Verse 3, it says, for consider him that endured such contradiction of sinners against himself.
Yahushua is that example. Consider him in all your ways. You know?
It says, lest ye be worried and faint in your minds.
You know? And that faith is meaning that, a loss of hope, a loss of faith. Don't believe that, if you know, me being in this truth, I don't think I'm going to get my reward. I don't think it's worth it. No, man, think about Yahweh Shai. He laid his life down for us, and now he obtained. Now he's sitting at the right hand of the Lord, man. Yeah, it's written, and even who was that? Philip?
Hebrews.
No, in the book of Acts, that guy that got stoned. Before he
got
Stephen saw Yahweh Shai.
Yes.
It is written, man. It's not written there for no reason. It's to tell you that after Yahweh Shai died on the cross, he resurrected, he was brought back into life, and now he's living forevermore, sitting at the right hand of the Father, man. And that as he received his reward, we're going to receive our reward if we endure unto the end.
Real quick, I have the definition of author for that precept. It says in the blue letter, it says the chief leader, prince. It says one that takes the lead in anything and thus affords an example, a predecessor in a matter, a pioneer. It says the author, but it says one that sets an example. Yahweh Shai is that example, man. That's why whenever you're going through something, just take a minute, take a breather. Don't make rash decisions. Take a breather. Yahweh Shai have to go through this. Let me just be patient. Let me call on Yahweh Shai. He's gonna help me out. Yahweh Shai suffered this too, so he's gonna give me an escape. I don't have to bug out and start, think things into my own hands and start, I gotta do this. No, man. At times, just gotta take a breather, and just be like, let me think about Yahweh Shai. He have to go through this too. How did he go about it? And then, the Spirit might lead you. You read an account, and then now you're comforted. You start praying, and the problem resolves itself.
Back you up real quick. John 13 and 15, and this is Yahweh Shai speaking. For I have given you an example that ye should do as I have done to you.
Yeah.
So the Lord is that example.
Real quick, this is the same precept in the NLT. It says Hebrews 12 and 2. It says, we do this by keeping we do this by keeping our eyes on Yahweh Shai, the champion who initiates and perfects our faith. Because of the joy awaiting him, he endured the cross. He says, because of the joy awaiting him. What was that joy? Him receiving that crown, man. Him being at the right hand of the Heavenly Father, man. Of course it brought joy unto him, man. He's going to reign on the earth forevermore, man. You know? The everlasting Father, the Prince of Peace, bro. Come on, man. The Lord, Yahweh Shai has all these titles. Of course, it was a joyful thing for him to endure the cross, man. You know? It says, I'm going to read that again. It says, because of the joy awaiting him, he endured the cross, despising its shame. Now he is seated in the place of honor beside Yahweh's throne, man. Come on, man. Yo, you know, that's plain and simple on the table, man. You know how Yahshua is the leader, the champion that perfects our faith, man. And then he saw joy. That's why he endured the cross, man. You know,
he saw the finish line.
He saw the finish line. And the same thing, brothers, you gotta be visionaries and see the finish line, man. When you're suffering a tribulation, don't be in the moment. Not in the moment. How do I say this? Don't be thinking about that tribulation. Like your mind is just based upon the tribulation you're catching now. You know, it was that in the Apocrypha, it speaks about in the day of trouble, of heaviness. There's a forgetfulness of prosperity. You know, of course, yeah, it's hell. You know, I go through it too. Of course, you know, at times, you know, I'm in the situation. I'm like, yo, this is hell on earth, yo. You know, but yo, you gotta, you know, once again, take that breathe and just think about the reward, man. You know, you're not going through this for no reason. You know?
And again, it tells you, count it all joy when diverse temptation come upon you. Because why? We know that the Lord is sending those temptations to test you. You know, because it says what? The Lord chasteneth whom he loveth. You know, so that just the fact that you're going through hell means that the Lord is dealing with you. You know? Again, it says what? Prepare thyself for temptation if you come to serve the Lord. Because this walk is not an easy walk. Okay? This walk is a walk of tribulation, hardship, you know, of loss. But at the end of the day, the gain that you're going to receive from it is cannot be quantified. Okay?
It's not even enough.
You know. And again, we don't deserve it.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah, come. Real quick, this is Romans 8 and verse 18. For I reckon that the sufferings of this present time are not worthy to be compared with the glory which shall be revealed in us.
Uncomparable, man. You can't compare the two, man. You can't put it on a scale. Yo, the reward that the Lord's gonna give us for what we endured now, man. Yo, it's gonna seem like we're not worthy of it, man. That's how much the reward is gonna be, bro. It's gonna be something you never imagined before, man. You know, like the brother in the pastor was giving the knowledge. Imagine somebody asks you to dig a pit, you know, and then he rewards you $1 gazillion just for digging that pit. You'll be like, what? Yo, you know? Yo, you be digging pits for Esau. Esau's giving you like fucking 14 an hour.
2 weeks later.
Yeah, you know?
2 weeks later too, huh?
Yeah.
Not even the same day.
Of course, you know, if you get that, you'll be like, oh shit, yo, why? I'm not worthy of this. You know? That's how the reward's gonna be. You know, but we're gonna enjoy it, man. We're gonna enjoy it. Because right now we're suffering, okay? We're suffering now in order to rejoice in the kingdom, man. We're receiving our judgment now so that what? We're not judged with the world, as scriptures say. You know?
That's good. 1 Peter 1 and 7. That the trial of your faith, being much more precious than of gold that perisheth, though it be tried with fire, might be found unto the praise and honor and glory at the appearing of Yahweh Shai HaMashiach.
He said a trial is more precious than gold, man. Than gold. You know how precious, that's one of the top, if I'm not mistaken, precious metals.
Yeah.
You know? But our trial is not comparable to that gold, man. Because he said the gold that perisheth. You know? Once they get tied in with the glory that we're going to receive, it's not going to perish.
Yeah.
You know? Showing you how, yo, us suffering now, man, yo, the reward, we're going to get a reward, man. You know, all these different precepts are written for a reason, man, to comfort you. Knowing that you striving for this truth, man, is not for naught, man. Although all odds are stacked against you, you know, your family's against you, you know, your kids, your wife, whatever, your job's against you. The world's against us, man. Us against the world, you know. But what? Hey, we're gonna have a reward, man. You know. At the end of the day, we're gonna have a I told you so moment. You know, I fucking told you so, man. I wasn't doing this for no reason. You know? But you're gonna do that I told you so with that glow that you're gonna get, man. You know, the new bodies, the new drip. You don't have to say anything to these people, man. They're just gonna see you. You play the memory back in their mind, how they insulted you or looked at you weird. They're gonna be ashamed. Yes, yeah, bro. I told you so. You know, but all we have to do is endure to the end. You know?
Just to finish up, or is that emergency precept?
Yeah, come on, real quick. First, because you mentioned that this inheritance is going to be incorruptible. You know, it's 1 Peter 1 and verse starting at 3. Blessed be the power and Father of our Lord Yahweh Shai Mashiach, who according to his abundant mercy have begotten us again unto a lively hope by the resurrection of Yahweh Shai Mashiach from the dead, to an inheritance incorruptible, undefiled, and that fadeth not away, reserved in heaven for you. So you got it.
That it's reserved. You know, when you call to make a reservation, save me a spot at this specific restaurant. I know it's booming. It's how, you called 2 weeks ago to make sure that you have a spot.
Yeah.
The Lord has reserved a place for us, man.
VIP, bro.
And again, it says what? The Most High is not a liar. It's not a man that he should lie.
Hath he said, shall he not do it?
Come on, man. And even Yahushua said what? I go to my Father to prepare a place for you, man.
Come on, man.
You know?
That's the reservation.
Come on, that's the reservation.
Ain't gonna touch that. That's
his.
Yeah, that's his.
That's his table, bro.
You know? So again, you have to hold on to your faith, because why? That hold on fast to what you have, because what? That's like your ticket to obtain your ticket so you can get past the bouncers. You know? So there's more on that?
No, that's the point.
Babuka, shall I read it again?
Yeah. Yo, it says, blessed be the power and Father.
What was it?
1 Peter 1 and 1.
The what?
It says, blessed be the power and Father of our Lord Yahweh Shai, according to his abundant mercy, hath begotten us again unto a lively hope by the resurrection of Yahweh Shai Mashiach from the dead, to an inheritance incorruptible and undefiled, and that fadeth not away, reserved in heaven for you.
So again, but for you to obtain that reservation, you have to go through that fire. You have to go through the affliction. Okay? So I'll read that one again. It says here in 1 Peter 1 and 7, that the trial of your faith, being much more precious than the gold of gold that perisheth. Why? Because we're gonna obtain something greater than that. You know? Though it be tried with fire, might be found unto the praise and honor and glory at the appearing of Yahweh Shai HaMashiach, whom having not seen ye love, in whom though now ye see him not, yet believing ye rejoice with joy unspeakable and full of glory, receiving the end of our faith. You know, the finish line, receiving the end of our faith, even salvation, even the salvation of your soul. And that's ultimately why we're in this truth at the end of the day, man. So that we can be delivered from the destruction that is about to happen, man. You know, mainly the destruction of Babylon the Great, the nuclear missiles that are going to hit the place, the diverse earthquakes, the sedition among men, pestilence, plagues, famine, all these things. We pray that through our works, through our diligence in seeking after Yahweh B'Ashem El Shai, He will have mercy upon us and deliver us, save us from these troubles. You know. So again, that's the end of our faith, receiving salvation, receiving the kingdom, and all these other goodies that come with the kingdom of Yahweh B'Ashem El Shai for the Israelites.
You got a percent?
Oh no.
I got some. This is Matthew 19 and verse. In verse 27, it says, then answered Peter and said unto him, behold, we have forsaken all and followed thee. What shall we have therefore? And Yahushua said unto them.
So they forsook all. That's already a first step. Like detaching yourself from this world. Because when Peter and his brother were called to follow after Yahushua, they stopped everything that they were doing and they followed him. So that's family members, jobs, positions in life. They forsook all.
Quick jumping. This is Matthew 16 and 25. It says, for whosoever will save his life shall lose it, and whosoever will lose his life for my sake shall find it. And the disciples, that's what they did. They gave away their life in order to what? To gain life forevermore. In the kingdom. know. But back,
And it's like that's a crazy how can I say switcheroo, or like a trump card. You know, you're thinking that you're saving your life,
yeah,
but then at the end you're only leading that path that you're taking to save your life will only lead you to death. But us we are forsaking our lives, you know, we're losing our life so that we may gain it again through the mercies of the Lord, you know. And that's the thing that these people cannot understand. They don't perceive that even if we put ourselves on a low level, you know, we forsake job opportunities, family members, we forsake careers, we forsake even we put our relationships on the line, you know, with our loved ones and stuff like that, you know. But we know that it's for a greater purpose, you know, because if the brother's gonna go into it, the Lord is gonna give us 100-fold.
It says, back to Matthew 19 and verse 28, it says, and Yahushua said unto them, verily I say unto you.
So like again, just to say, when they forsook everything, it was not. We don't know. Maybe it was, but deep down, it's not easy to forsake everything. That also is a part of having faith, to knowing that even when Abraham was going to sacrifice Isaac, he knew that the Most High could bring him back again. Okay, so in the end, yes, we're losing on this side, but really we're gaining.
Because you know the Lord's going to give you back and then some.
Yep.
You know, going back to the point that you made, it's an investment. When you invest something, you're expecting to get more back.
Yep.
And us forsaking our livelihood, forsaking those things, we're gonna get more back, man.
Yep.
You know, you're gonna have a family line. Basically, you're gonna be, Lord willing, would be of the elect. You're gonna be a progenitor of basically a nation.
Yep. Yep.
You know, imagine that, man. You're gonna be one of the top tier forefathers of a nation, man.
Yep.
If you forsake your family on this side, man, you forsake what, like, you know, I'm not trying to you know, hurt anybody's feelings, but you know, you forsake, I don't know, your 2 sons or whatever, right? But in the kingdom, you're gonna have more than 2 sons, man. You know.
And again, what did Yahushua say? Who is my family? Who is my mother? Who is my sister? Who is my brother? Who is my father? Those who keep the law, statutes, and commandments. Those that do the will of the Father, that do the will of Yahweh or Yahushua. So if you're not in the truth, man. If you're not walking after Yahushua or walking after this truth, at the end of the day, man, excuse my language, but fuck you.
Yeah, it's a fuck you attitude, man.
Yeah, man.
You know, because you know, as a father, of course you love your seed, man. You know, but the thing is, in this truth, man, we don't have. There shouldn't be room for your love for your kids to overshadow your love for Yahushua, man. That's why, but like the brother quoted the precept. You know, if you don't forsake your father, mother, house, brother, sister, all that, man, you're not worthy to be one of his disciples, man. You know, you gotta see the bigger picture, man. You know, me forsaking them on this side, don't worry, they're gonna come back again, man, and I'm gonna have more and substance to take care of them. You know.
And again, just to say, just to add on a little bit, it's just if they're not walking in the fear of the Lord, they're walking after Satan.
Yep.
So you don't want to be around these people, man, especially in the time of trouble, in the time of when this society is gonna collapse, because these people, they're gonna switch up on you, man. Today they love you, tomorrow they might give you up to the authorities because they know that you're not taking the MOTB. You know, it says Yahushua has come to send division. You know, so you might get set up because of your family members. Your mom calling you, "Oh, come home, I made your best meal," and then there's a police waiting for you. You know, so there's the love of many shall wax cold in that day, man. It's even starting now, man. You know. So you can't put again, it says, can 2 walk together lest they agree. So if you don't want people that are not in this truth, because at the end of the day, in the time of trouble, they're going to be feeble. They're going to be shaky. They're not going to be stable in that time, man. And you don't want to bet on that. You know, you don't want to have these people around you because they might be the reason why you're going to fall on that day,
man. Back to Matthew 19 and verse 28. And Yahushua said unto them, verily I say unto you, that ye which have followed me in the regeneration, when the Son of Man shall sit in the throne of his glory, ye also shall sit upon 12 thrones, judging the 12 tribes of Israel. And every one that hath forsaken houses, or brethren, or sisters, or father, or mother, or wives, or children, or lands, for my name's sake, shall receive 100-fold, and shall inherit everlasting life. But many that are first shall be last, and the last shall be first. So this basically Yahushua told them, yo, you're gonna get a reward, man. You know, you forsaken everything, you dropped everything right then and there to follow me. It's not for no reason. Don't worry, man. I'm willing to share my inheritance with you. You know, as it says in Romans, we're joint heirs with Hamashiach. Lord willing, will be of the elect. So the disciples, you know, they that kind of like assured them, okay, yes, you know, I'm gonna get something, you know. And the same way, hey, this assures us that we're gonna receive a reward. You know, when you read this, you're like, okay, Khan, yes, you know, I'm not doing this for no reason. Yep. The Most High is faithful. You know, we know He's not a liar, so this is gonna come to fruition. All I have to do is fulfill my measure. All I have to do is do my part. You know, do my lessons, do the reading, do the work, and then after that, you know, so when the end comes, hey, I'm a reap the benefit.
James 5.
You know?
Happy with Chambu.
Okay, I know what you're talking about.
Yep. So it's all a thing about endurance. It's all a thing of you got it? You got it.
This is James 5 and verse I'm gonna start at 10. Take my brethren, the prophets, who have spoken in the name of the Lord for an example of suffering, affliction, and of patience.
And that's why you have to go back into the scriptures. You know, at the Old Testament, the New Testament, you have to go into the history and see how those that walked after the Lord, that were keeping the law, statutes, and commandments, how they were persecuted. You know, even from our own people. Our own people were casting them into prison, putting them to death, abusing the prophets. You know, but because again, walking after Yahweh Hashem Yahushua in this wicked world is not an easy task. You know?
So like, just to add to your point, you know, you said to go back, you know, to read those accounts, because that's what brings comfort. You know, that's why in Isaiah 28, if I could find it, you know, it speaks about, you know, this is the rest
wherewith you may cause
the weary to rest. So like, let me find it. Bear with me for a minute, man. But basically, the precept says, "This is the rest wherewith you may cause the weary to rest." Or Kantawada. This is Isaiah 28 and verse 12. It says, "To whom He said, this is the rest wherewith ye may cause the weary to rest, and this is the refreshing, yet they would not hear." What's that rest? What's that refreshing? The scriptures. You know, it's the scriptures that brings your mind to remembrance. You know, it's the scriptures that brings comfort whenever you're going through, you know, different trials. You know, you go back, you read about Job. Yo, Job suffered this. So, yo, let me gird up my loins like a man and take this shit, man. Let me not stop being a little, you know, a little pussy, you know, and just take whatever the Lord brings upon me, man. You know, be like Micah, you know, be like these different men that said, yo, I'm endured my the Lord's scourges because I know I sinned against Him.
The brothers and Maccabees.
Come on, man. You know, once again, going back to the scriptures. You know, because the scriptures bring comfort. That's the comfort, man. You know? You got it.
God, Job 5 and 11, behold, we count them happy which endure. Ye have heard of the patience of Job, and have seen the end of the Lord, that the Lord is very pitiful and tender, and of tender mercy.
So again, when you go into the story of Job, you know that the Lord is not unrighteous, man. Okay, He knew that Job was a righteous man that eschewed evil. Okay, so yes, He allowed Satan to plague him and to kill his family. Okay, but what was the end of Job? His latter end was greater than his beginning. Okay, so the Lord had mercy upon Job. Okay, He didn't just leave him there. Okay, and again, that was a test to see if Job was going to turn back from the Lord, but which he did not. He kept his integrity, and that's what the brother was saying about girding yourself like a man, taking it in the chin, man. You know, keeping your head up and moving forward, man. Okay, because this is the trial of your faith, man. Everything that happens unto you is to see if you're gonna fold. There's a precept, I believe, in let me try to find it. If you have something,
Yeah, got it. That's something. 1 Corinthians 15 and verse 58. Therefore, my beloved brethren, be steadfast, unmovable, always abounding in the work of the Lord. For as much as ye know that your labor is not in vain in the Lord.
Apostle Paul said the labor is not in vain, man. That's why you should be steadfast, man, unmovable, firm. You know, whenever somebody comes and try to combat your belief, yo, fuck them, man. Stand firm for what you believe in, man. Stand stiffly and boldly for the names of Yahweh Hashem Yahushua, man. Hey, Second Ezra says, matter of fact, if I could find, let me get, you know, Second Ezra speaks about, those that received the crowns, they received it because what? They stood stiffly and boldly for the names of Yahweh Hashem Yahushai, man. So you have to be immovable, man. All right, like a strong pillar, man. Fuck their unbelief.
So okay. Well, this is Second Ezra chapter 2 and verse 42. I Ezra saw upon the Mount Zion a great people, whom I could not number, and they all praise Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai with songs.
Yeah, that's the elect. Ezra was seeing the vision of what once the elect is beamed up, them receiving basically the reward.
It says, and in the midst of them there was a young man of a high stature, taller than all the rest, and upon one of their heads he set crowns, and was more exalted, which I marveled at greatly.
Yeah, that's how Shai sending crowns upon the heads of the elect, man. All right, those that endured until the end. That young man is Yahushai, man. Once again, go back to the scriptures, man. Yeah, this is the reward, man. This is the vision of Ezra seeing basically the reward, man. Live in action, live and direct, man. It's live. He's seeing it. The elect being crowned. He probably saw himself being crowned, but he doesn't know it. That's what he was seeing, man. You got it, brother.
I'm gonna read that again. It says, and upon every one of them, and upon every one of their heads he sat crowned, and was more exalted, which I marveled at greatly. So I asked the angel and said, Sir, what are these? He answered and said unto me, These be they that have put on, that have put off the mortal clothing, and put on the immortal, and have confessed the name of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai, and they are crowned and receive songs.
Like that's a vision that Ezra saw in the future. The thing that we're reading is going to happen. It's not a fairy tale. Those that overcame the world are going to be crowned by Yahushai. Okay, it is going to happen. Okay, so now again, us having this knowledge and understanding, we pray that we're part of that number, that we're part of one of those faithful brothers that have received that glory, that received that crown. Mm-hmm. Okay, and again, like the brother said, the things that are written for our knowledge. Okay, so again, you have to see yourself in that picture.
Uh-huh.
You have to keep, as it says, put on as the elect.
Yes.
Put on as the elect. Because there's not a nigga in there, man.
No.
It's only those that put their trust in the Lord, man. Okay? So again, that thing is in the future. It is an event that is going to happen. Okay?
Yeah. Because the Lord declares the end from the beginning.
Yep.
And he reveals that unto his men, the prophets. So indeed, like the brother said, it's a future event. But basically, the scriptures allow you to time travel, man.
Yep.
Take that into consideration. You could time travel with the scriptures. Go back in the past, the present, the future. And right now, we're using it to go in the future right now, man. We're seeing the future.
Come ride with us.
We're time travelers.
When you type in the precept and the phone, that's you putting the time, the destination and the time. Okay, I want to go to this time. The future. Boom.
Time of Kings.
Now you know what I'm saying? Come on, man. It's deep, man. The scriptures are deep.
Yeah, that's a time machine right there, man.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, man. That's the real time machine, man. Esau Edom wanted to go back in the past, this and that, but we can do it through the Spirit, through the Spirit of the Lord, man. Okay. That in itself is spiritual power.
Yeah.
To go back in the ancient times, man. And again, seeking the old path, coming back to our understanding, following the commandments of the Lord. You're going back to the Leviticus and the books, to understand the laws and all these things. But that's spiritual power in itself, man. Okay, and again, that's a blessing because not everyone has that opportunity. Not everyone has that understanding, man. The Lord has opened your eyes to see, man. Okay, the same thing as it says, unto you it is given to know the mysteries of the kingdom. Okay, we're already a step above all these people, man. You have to put that into consideration, man.
Yeah, we're one up.
Yeah, and that again proves that the Lord loves us, man.
Yeah.
Okay, that shows that the Lord loves us because we're not again, we're not comfortless.
Yep.
Through these words, now we're being built up. We're being edified by the videos. By making these videos, we get edified. Sometimes you might feel down, and you might you might do a lesson, and then now you're all charged up in the spirit.
You're pumped, man.
You're pumped, man. You see, because these words is what? The words of life. Okay, the word, the flesh profited nothing, but the word it quickened. Okay, so through this word, man, it's crazy, man. All right.
Finish that off. It says, verse 46, it says, Then said I unto the angel, What young person is it that crowneth them, and giveth them palms in their hands? So he answered and said unto me, It is the Son of Yahweh, whom they have confessed in the world. Then began I greatly to command them that stood so stiffly for the name of Yahweh Shah.
Backing up with the precept you read, which Apostle Paul said in the book of 1 Corinthians, stand firmly, right, for the name's sake. You receive a reward for that, man, for standing stiffly for the names, man, standing stiffly for what you believe in, not folding under pressure when the pressure is gonna come.
Yeah, it's just even the apostles. At one point in the book of Acts, they said, have we not commanded thee to stop preaching in this name? And what did they say? It is better for us that we rather obey the Most High than to obey men. You know why? Because we fear the Lord. We don't fear what men can do unto us, man. Okay? Because the Lord, it's in the hands of the Lord, man. Our souls, our life is in His hand, man. Whatever happens unto us, man, whatever happens, man, we'll take it. Because we know that's the Lord that's setting it up, man. Okay? So even in the face of adversity, we'll strive for the truth even unto death. Okay? That's what it means to be a follower of Yahweh Hashem Yahushua, man. To be, like I said, 10 toes down in the world. They say 10 toes down for this truth. Even to lay down your life, man. Okay? Because we're already dead in this world, man. It says we're dead in the world, but we live through Yahushua. Okay? Our life is Yahushua, man. Okay?
Yeah, what proves that we're dead to this world is because our mind is not focused on this world, man. Like Yahushua said, where your treasure is, there will your mind be also, or your heart. Because the word heart goes back to the Hebrew word lab, man. Our mind is in heaven, man. So indeed we're dead to this world, but what? We're alive, within the spirit world, you can see. Within the kingdom. Kingdom minded. All right? That's what we're focused on, man.
As it says, the outward man perisheth daily, but the inward man
is renewed day by day.
Yep. So it's our spirit that keeps us going, man. It's not of us, but it's through the will of Yahweh Hashem Yahushua.
That's it.
Yep.
This is Revelation 2 and verse 10. It says, Fear none of those things which thou shalt suffer. Behold, the devil shall cast some of you into prison, that he may be tried. And ye shall have tribulation 10 days. Be thou faithful unto death.
So read that again, but slower.
This is Revelation 2 and verse 10. It says, Fear none of those things which thou shalt suffer.
So because why? The Lord has not given us the spirit of fear. He has given us the spirit of what is it? Truth and of life. The Lord doesn't want us to fear, man. He wants us to have insurance. Okay, that even if we die in this truth, the Lord can bring us back.
It says, Behold, the devil shall cast some of you into prison.
And this is not speaking about the spiritual Satan coming up and grabbing you up and beating you up and throwing you in the jail cell. That's speaking about his physical counterpart, Esau Edom, the so-called white man.
It says that ye may be tried, and ye shall have tribulation 10 days.
And again, you're being cast into jail for what? To be tried. To see if you're going to fold. Okay? That's all a trial, man.
Yeah.
Like we're saying, everything that happens unto us, man, all the tribulation, the hardship, that's a trial, man. Is the Lord is the Lord testing you to see if you're going to fold under pressure. Okay?
Yeah. Are you going to stand stiffly for His name?
Yeah, exactly. They tell you, man, you take that chip and we'll let you eat. Take that chip and we'll let you go back to see your family. Are you going to fold, or are you going to, you're going to rather choose death?
Hey, if you choose death, you're going to be one of the first ones to get risen up when Yahushua comes back.
It's a win-win, regardless.
You know, it says, those that die in the Lord. How does it go again?
Shall we reason up first?
Man, I think it's in Revelation. Something about like how they're dead. Man.
Those that were
Like when you
beheaded?
die, your works follow you.
Oh, yeah.
You know? So even though if you die, you know, in the truth, hey, your works are gonna follow, man.
I got it. Revelation 14, and I'm gonna start at verse 12. It says, "Here's the patience of the saints. Here are they that keep the commandments of the Most High."
So like a patient going to long suffering.
Yes, and the faith of Yahushua. And I heard a voice from heaven saying unto me, "Write, blessed are the dead which die in the Lord from henceforth. Yea, the spirit that they may..."
So like it said, blessed are the dead that die in Yahweh Hashem Yahushai.
From henceforth.
You know, 'cause even Paul said what? I'm ready to die, even in Jerusalem, because he knew that he was gonna be blessed. I have a crown laid up for me.
Yep.
You know, that's that blessing. He doesn't care if you're in the truth. He didn't even care, man, because he did the work. So he did the work, so he was expecting a reward for the work that he done. The same thing that when Yahweh Shai said that parable about he went out to gather people to work in his garden, the husbandman, and then at the end everyone received a penny, and that penny is the kingdom, obtaining salvation. You know, so Paul knew that he was gonna obtain it even if he died, you know, because he did the work.
Kind of says, yea, the spirit, yea, saith the spirit, that they may rest from their labors, and their works do follow them.
Yep, your works follow you. You know, so once again, you know, like we started this lesson, right? The Most High is not in the righteous to forget your labor of love. So if you die in the truth, hey, the angels were taking notes. They were taking notes and reporting back to the Heavenly Father. So the Lord has that tab of the different deeds and different work that you did, and He's gonna reward you for it, man. And that's why at His appearing, or what? The dead shall rise up first. Because the Lord has the sheep. Okay, yep, He did the work. He fulfilled His course. Let's go. I'm going to give Him His crown. I'm going to lay, you know, raise Him up first. You know? I have the Paul. This is 2 Timothy 4 and verse 7. It says, I have fought a good fight. I have finished my course. He said, I have finished my course. So you have to finish your course. You know, you have to fulfill your measure. That's what it is to strive for perfection. You know, fulfill your measure. It doesn't mean that you're not going to fall and stumble. You know, you're not going to fall and, you know, and do mistakes. No, it just means, you know, fulfilling your measure. Right? Just like Yahushua fulfilled his measure, we have to fulfill a measure. Just like Paul right here, he said, he finished his course and I have kept the faith. We have to do the same thing. Right?
Because that's like it. To finish, it means to complete.
Yeah.
There's nothing to add. It's
Right.
already done. It's the end.
Yeah,
So that's crossing that finish line. You have to complete it. Because if you start, you start off hot. Yeah, I've been in the truth for 5 years. Every day you're doing 5 lessons, and then randomly, the year 6 you fall out the truth. Yahushua comes back. Let's say year 7, but now you're not in the truth no more. You're out there, you know, eating bacon, smoking weed, you know, committing adultery. Your works will be forgotten. If you return back to your vomit, you know, it says the Lord, you know, it would have been better for you not even to know the truth, man.
That's why it says that not everyone that said, Lord, Lord, shall enter into the kingdom. Did I prophesy in your name, Lord? I was there in 2016 and I was doing the work, Lord. Yo.
Pushing it hard, man, you know?
The Lord's going to say, depart from me. I don't know you, ye that work iniquity, man.
If I may add too, is with the present, with Yahweh Shemashah, is your most recent works. You know, that's why it's that fruit. You know, that fruit, Yahushua was looking for what? Fresh fruit.
Fresh.
You know? So it's really the present with Yahushua. It's not with, you know, but everything else is still kept, but he's looking for fresh fruit. You know?
As they say, so like in the world, you know, you're only as good as your last shot or whatever. You're only as good as your last video. You know? So if your last video is 2 months ago,
it's not like the one you did yesterday, today.
You know?
It's different.
It's
more seasoned. It tastes better.
Come on.
It's ripe.
You
know, just like with the tree, like you said, Yahushua, you know, he's looking for fruit on the tree. You know, he's not gonna go and take the fruit that's in the back that's rotten to eat it. Even you, when you go to the grocery store to buy food, are you gonna go and take the rotten one? You know, you're gonna take the ripe one that's fresh. You know, it's the same thing, you know, with us doing the work, man. and you see the difference between your old lessons and your current lessons, man. There's a complete gap difference, man.
Yeah.
There's an evolution.
And it
You
only
know?
goes, it only gets better, bro.
Yeah.
Better and better. That's why, hey,
The path of the justice is the shining light. We're shining more and more. Yo.
Bring it out.
got it, brother.
Yo.
Exactly, man. That's why, hey, that's what matters is the lesson that you do now, what you're doing now.
The most recent.
Right? Not the old one. Because the old one is already rotten, man.
Mm-hmm.
You know, just like the fruit, it rottens, it's already rotten. The Lord is not going to eat that, man.
Mm-hmm. Even
You
the
know?
one now is better. It's way better than the ones back then, because it's more put together. It's more, it's just
Progress and
Yeah.
growth,
yeah.
right?
So like even because I've been watching that Rocky. I've been on that Rocky, and at one point there was a scene where Apollo tells them that they were training, and he tells them there is no tomorrow. There is no tomorrow. But in this truth, like we forget about the past. We're focusing on the now.
Yep.
This is the time that we're getting, that we're
Right.
seeking for the Lord. This is the time that we're bettering ourselves. As it says, study to make yourself approved. You know, make your calling and election sure. How do you do that? By pushing forth the word each and every day, man, to the best of your ability. Again, Yahushua was the example, and he was doing what? Teaching daily at the temple. You know?
I mean, back up your point. James 4 and verse 13. Go to now, ye that say today or tomorrow. We will go into such a city and continue there a year and buy and sell and get gain. Whereas ye know not what shall be on the morrow. For what is your life? It is even a vapor that appeared for a little time, then vanisheth away. So just backing your point up. Don't worry about tomorrow. Don't worry about yesterday. It's now, but that's what matters.
What are you doing for the
Yo,
Lord
what-
right now?
Today, you know?
The precept is basically telling you to seize the moment.
Mhm.
That's
Yeah.
saying, Lord, seize the moment, man.
Yeah.
You know, it's now, man.
Yeah.
Not tomorrow. Like your brother said, not tomorrow, not yesterday. It's now, man. It's what
Yeah.
you do now.
Right. Even with the camp,
Mm-hmm.
you gotta seize that moment of being out there. You like sink it in, because it's gonna come a time where you're never gonna do that again. When the kingdom comes, we won't need to be holding camp.
Yeah.
Enjoy those laughs. That's gonna be stories to tell. You know. Shit.
Yeah. Is that it?
Yeah.
Come. I'm gonna finish up the 2 Timothy.
Let's read it from the top.
Even the weather, battling these different weathers,
Yes.
cold,
Yeah.
hot, rains, like, that's, you're not gonna ever do that again.
Yeah, there's gonna be a thing of this world.
Yeah,
Because when we have spiritual bodies, this is gonna be nothing.
yeah.
Hey, if I may add to, and only the elect, those that's been doing the work now, is gonna have the right to boast about those things, man. Because we lived it. We're gonna have those memories, man.
Just like
You know?
Paul has stories to tell. Yo, I was shipwrecked. I died while I was doing the work.
Yeah.
And we're gonna tell these stories to our kids. You
You
know,
won't believe it.
come on, man.
And again, even that glory is we're gonna know that glory, because in the kingdom, you're not gonna come through the loins of someone. You're gonna be the head.
Yeah.
You know, the head of the family. You know, so even if you're an Israelite, if you're born into the kingdom, yes, you're gonna be righteous. Yes, you're gonna be above these other nations. But the fact that you came through the loins of someone, that you were born into the kingdom and not translated into the kingdom, you're not gonna have the same level of wisdom, experience. You're not have like the brother said, you won't have the same bragging rights.
Yes.
You know, as the elect. You know.
I was watching the camp from Elder Manatazak from South Carolina. He mentioned, I think he got it from one of the brothers in Chicago. You know, a nutsack Israelite. You know, you don't want to be a nutsack Israelite. Meaning what? You know, you come back to one of the lords of the elect.
Yeah.
You know, because the 2/3, man, their lineage is gonna cut on this side, man. They're gonna have to come back to one of our nutsacks, man. Lord willing, would be of the elect, of course. You know, I'm not saying that. You know, Lord willing, I'll be of the elect.
Yeah.
It's going to be a good thing to come out of it. You know, that's that.
Yeah,
But you don't want to be.
Yeah, you don't want that, man. Good.
You want to remember everything, man.
Yeah, that's why it says they're gonna come. Some are gonna come to shame.
Yeah.
You know, some are gonna rejoice in that day. Some are gonna be bound, but some are gonna be in shame. You know, because they knew that they forsook the Lord while they had yet the doors of repentance was open unto them. They rejected. They despised the way of life, man. You know, so when they come back, in the reincarnation, in the right mind, they're gonna acknowledge it and they're gonna be ashamed of their doing on this time.
Gone. Back to Timothy, 2 Timothy 4 and verse 7 again. It says, I have fought a good fight. I have finished my course. I have kept the faith. Henceforth there is laid up for me a crown of righteousness, which the Lord Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai, the righteous judge, shall give me at that day, and not to me only, but unto all them also that love his appearing.
Good. So it's a fight, man. You know, at the end of the day, man, you have to keep on pushing. You know, Lokasha, read that again.
Khan.
Yeah.
This is a 2 Timothy 4 and verse 2. It says, I have fought a good fight.
Okay.
I have finished my course. I have kept the faith.
He has fought a good fight. He has kept the course, and he has kept the faith. That's the most important, keeping the faith, right?
It says, henceforth there is laid up for me a crown of righteousness.
That's the result. Doing all these things, keeping the law, statutes, and commandments to the best of your ability, walking in the fear of the Lord, following after Yahushai, you're gonna obtain. There's gonna be a crown laid up for you. You know, walking after righteousness. That's the result. You know, the action reaction. You know.
It says, there is laid up for me a crown of righteousness, which the Lord, the righteous judge, shall give me at that day, and not to me only, but unto all them also that love his appearing.
And that's why Paul said, be ye followers of me, as I am follower of Yahushai. Because if you're walking after the same manner of life as Paul, you're gonna obtain it too. Because as he obtain is going to, as a crown of life is reserved up for him. If you're walking as the same manner of lifestyle as him, you're gonna obtain the same reward. You know.
Done.
That's it on that.
Yeah, that was it.
You have a precept?
No.
If you could get a Wisdom of Solomon 5 and start at 14 all the way to 16.
This is Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 5
Wow.
Sirach 51 and
14. It says,
51, the last verse.
for the hope of the ungodly is like Wisdom of Solomon 5 and verse 14. It says, for the hope of the ungodly is like dust that is blown away with the wind, like a thin froth that is driven away with the storm, like as the smoke which is dispersed here and there with the tempest, and passeth away as the remembrance of a guest that tarrieth but a day.
So that's the hope of the wicked. You know, it's vanity. It's not lasting. You know, it's barely remembered. It says, I've seen the wicked grow as a green bay tree, roughly paraphrasing, but then I see them not. They vanish. You know, as a dream. You know.
That's this kingdom, man. You know, it's gonna be really. How do I say this, Salakia? That's why, like you said, the hope of the ungodly is like a thin froth that bloweth in the wind.
Mm-hmm.
You know, could tie that in with Esau thinking that, you know, his kingdom's gonna, you know, rule forever.
Mm-hmm.
That's his hope.
Mm-hmm.
You know, but hey, that's gonna blow in the wind, man. The Most High is gonna bring nuclear destruction and destroy this guy's kingdom, man. And then in our kingdom, hey, it's gonna be a thing like, yo, shit, yo, remember there was some white looking people ruling, man?
Is it he?
Is it? This was he?
Yeah.
You know? That's that hope, their agenda just blowing away in the wind, man.
Yeah. And we saw that in a good representation of that in the movie Planet of the Apes, where Esau was in a cage. You know, at the point they couldn't even speak.
Taylor.
They couldn't even speak, man. They were just that's Esau Edom in his natural state, in a cage, braying. You know, that they're gonna go back to that, man. It says, "Well, come sit down in the dust," meaning confusion. Okay.
Remember when he was let out? It was like a wild animal.
Yeah.
He was freed.
Yeah.
Yo, everybody was shocked. Like, why is this guy here?
Yeah.
Taylor.
Yeah.
Yo,
Starting throwing bananas at this.
Yo.
You know,
Who's this guy?
Yo,
what guy?
what's the precept said?
Like a vagabond?
They cried after him as
after a thief. So
yeah.
like,
You know.
Shit.
Yeah, man. They're gonna revert back to their natural state. You know, being the base, the violence, the base man. You know.
Keep going on that.
Come. Keep going to 16.
It says, verse 15, it says, but the righteous live forever. Their reward also is with the Lord, and the care of them is with the Most High.
So again, the righteous will live forever. That's a part of the reward, eternity. Not because it says what the wages of sin is death. We won't be able to sin anymore, having those spiritual bodies being programmed to keep the law, statutes, and commandments to a T. Okay, so our reward is immortality. To live forever is a part of that reward. Okay, and like we're talking about a reservation, that reward is with the Lord. He's reserving it for us.
Yeah.
For those that love him.
So like, the Lord already knows who the elect is, man.
Yeah.
Going back to that slot,
Yeah.
the elect already written. The Lord knows who's the elect, but us, we don't know.
Mm-hmm.
That's why we're still doing. That's why we're doing the work to make sure we have that slot.
Mm-hmm.
But by the end of the day, the reservation, the names are already there.
Yeah.
That's like a tryout.
Yeah.
The coach already knows who he's gonna
Who's
pick.
gonna make
Yeah, he's making the first tryout. Okay, he cuts up the first guy.
Yeah.
Second tryout. Okay, 2-3 more people are cut. But like from the first tryout, he already knows who he wants. So that's the same thing with the Lord, man. So us, we don't have the knowledge. We don't even know who we are in the spirit, But we like we were saying, we're putting on as the elect, making our calling an election sure to putting all the chips on our side, saying that at the end of the day we can say that we really sought the Lord to the best of our ability, and now the Lord is gonna have mercy on whom He will have mercy.
Verse 16 says, "Therefore shall they receive a glorious kingdom and a beautiful crown from the Lord's hand. For with His right hand shall He cover them, and with His arm shall He protect them."
So again, the Lord's going to give us that crown, and once we receive that crown, no one will be able to take that off our heads. All right, we're going to be there. Some brother might keep that forever. Some brother might put it down for whatever reason. But the Lord, once we get that crown, is just to establish that we're going to have rulership for forevermore under Yahweh B'Hashem Yahushua.
Yeah, that's why right now you have to fight for your crown, man. Where it says in the book of Revelation, hold fast that which that has, that no man take thy crown.
It's like a fight for that position.
Yeah, keep your seat, bro.
Yeah.
Keep your seat.
Yeah. You got it.
This is Ecclesiasticus 51 and verse 30. It says, "Work your work betimes, and in this time He will give you your reward."
Okay. So now this is the time to work. This is the time to make your calling and election sure. This is the time, the opportunity for you to show that you believe in the Lord, to confess the name of Yahweh B'Hashem Yahushai to the world, to show that you believe, to show forth your faith, to show forth your light. Okay, this is the time. And then in return, when it's time to reward you, when the time appointed, the Lord will give you that reward. But first, you have to put in the work to get the pay. The same way you go to work for Isa, you clock in, you clock out. 2 weeks later, you get your money. The same way that you have to be patient and have faith that Yahweh B'Hashem Yahushua is going to come through. It's like that the Lord is going to accomplish the word that He said. Okay, that He's going to exalt Israel. Okay, in front of all these He's going to set us in order in front of all these nations.
Come. Hey, so with that, man, I'm going to close it off here. Giving all praise, honor, and glory to
Yahweh
Yahweh, B'Hashem, Yahushai, B'Hashem, HaKadosh. Hey, Lord willing, this lesson was edifying. Until next time, I'm going to say Shalom.
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 Bye.
Bye, bye.